Okay, hi everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back with me with my Satria Rezeki as a student of English department. And today I will, especially right now, I will presentate my result from the article that names is Conversation and Analyze a Discourse Approach to Teaching Oral English Skills. So right now I will presentate my result about the article who given from my lecture, and there is some part or slides in my PowerPoint, and I will share this part one by one to you guys in this. Okay, for the first part is introduction. So this paper discusses conversation, analyze, and pedagogical approach to teaching oral English skill. It compares spoken language to written language. It means this article is talk about the approaching of the teacher by the method of two types. There is spoken language and written language. It's maybe it's kind of different types, but it's same method of the classroom from the teacher to manage their student. And for the second, why should pedagogical approach in teaching spoken English be explored? Why this approach is very important, or why should pedagogical approach in teaching spoken English be explored? Of course, not for a reason. It's everything happened for a reason, of course. And for the first reason is picture of spoken language is described in comparison to written language. And for the second, conversation analysis theory is elaborate in terms of agency pairs, chart taking with pair sequence, openings and closing and feedback. And for the third, under the theoretical framework of conversation analysis, syllables for improving learners' oral English skills are designed in consideration to learn profile, needs analyze, and cognitive event. So all the problem as discussed is very important for a reason. Like I said before, the third, for the first, second, and the third reason, there is three reasons. As a teacher, it will provide to the student with clear instruction on how to apply conversation with approaching with a spoken English. So it can be very important to explore by a teacher, because they will know how to approach their student with this types or method. And for the next slide is feature of spoken language. Teaching spoken language involves applying different approach, but it is important to understand the similarities and difference between spoken and written language. It means systemic functional linguistic explain that both language have the same language system but differ in lexigrammatical. So it's it almost same between spoken language and written language, but it's different context of a meaningful of the language. Okay, and for the next is the differences between spoken language and written language. So I will explain you guys what the difference. It's very simple, because there is similarity in their types, but very simple different. For the first, in spoken language, grammatical complexity and lexical density by grammatical integrity they demonstrate to spoken language and consist of incomplete sentence different from complete sentence in written language. And for the second, in written language based on lexical density, they show that spoken language includes fewer meaningful words. The conclusion is in this distinction is a series of completed words and simple but meaningful words. So it means in spoken language, like I said right now, I more talk, uh, but you guys maybe can understand what am I talking about. But in written language, it's very simple. It's like a written text, and you guys understand what that meaning. So less text in spoken language is more text, but very less meaningful meaning. But in written language is less text but full meaningful, but very meaningful. So I hope you guys can understand what am I talking about. It's very simple. And for the next is discourse analysis and conversation analysis. Discourse analysis is field that focus on the relationship between language and its context in various disciplines such as sociology, psychology, and conversation maxims. So in these slides, in this part, it's it is explained about analysis, and conversation analysis as a teacher to their student. Like me, maybe in the future I will be a teacher and my student have different types of their character, but me as a teacher should be more approach to their character with these types. So this is about an analyze to do conversation with a student as a teacher. So of course with approaching like a title before. And for the seventh slide is pedagogical approach to teaching oral English skill. Conversation analysis is teaching method that focus on organization of oral English conversation, examine macro level and micro level features like powers, value system, and intonation. It involves aspects like turn talking, action, etc. So it's this slide is about pedagogical approach as a teacher to their student in teaching oral English skill. And to do conversation, we should, as a teacher, we should analyze our teaching method, our right teaching method to clear their teaching process in a classroom to the student, so the student can have a power and value with a method like power, value system, and intonation. So it involves in step by step to approaching the student, like word selection, assembly design, action information, sequencing, repair, turn talking. So as a teacher, we should focus on our method step by step to approach a student. So I think that must be crucial as a teacher, because if we as a teacher are not approaching process to the student with this method or this step by step, it can be a bad move for us as a teacher and for a student also. And for the next slide is syllabus design. The syllabus design for spoken English classes considers teaching context, learner profile, and needs analysis. As a syllabus design, of course, it must be clearly to give an information to the student, so the student understand what the material will be talking about, what that improves to understanding oral English levels, educational background, and access to spoken language. So, as a teacher, like I said before and before, as a teacher, it should be clearly to spend the information from for the student and doing a approach for the student. And yeah, I think that's all my presentation right now, and I hope you guys can understand. And one more, my friend texted me. It's about why it's important, for us, maybe for us as a teacher. He said, uh, like I said in my presentation, it's very important to approach to do approaching for the student as a teacher, especially in the classroom process, discourse process, in oral English skills, because there is some part must be informed to the student with two types, like I said. For the first is spoken language and written language. Almost same types, but it's different context. Like I said, spoken language is more text, less meaning. But in written language, less text but more meaning. So I think this is very important as a teacher, of course, because before we doing teaching some class, we should know how to approaching the student, and the student will give feedback. A good approaching will be a good feedback also, but a bad move or a bad approach process, it will be a bad feedback also for us as a teacher. So it's very important, I think. And in the end, I would say thank you for the attention, and I would say very sorry if my mistake, and I hope you guys can understand. Maybe a little bit of you guys can understand, but yeah, I just want to inform to this article. It's about this material. So I think that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.